Okay, start. Let's start. Noman?
Okay, sure. Hello, am
Hey,
I
Noman.
audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
please switch on your camera. Noman.
Yeah, just give me a sec. It's fine.
Yeah,
Cool. So can we start?
yeah, you please start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Code Crafter Guidance Session series. My name is Mohammad Noman, and I'm Data Ops at Oleg Tutu, and I'll be your host and maybe even your host for tonight's session. We are thrilled to have you all join us as we delve into today's topic, hosted by the Code Crafter Coding Society. Before we begin, let's take a moment to understand the purpose of our guest lecture series. At Codecrafters, we are passionate about programming, coding, literacy, and cultivating a deeper understanding about the promoting the coding literacy. We equip students the foundational skill they need to thrive in the digital age. Through this series, we aim to create a dynamic community where we can share our technical experience and knowledge. We also want to serve as a source of inspiration for others embark on their coding journey. For tonight's session, we are honored to have Mr. Manish, a machine learning engineer at IOPS, as our esteemed guest speaker. Beyond his impressive work as an engineer, Mr. Manish is also a well-known YouTuber. Mr. Manish brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our session. With his extensive experience in this field, without a further ado, it's my pleasure to sorry. Without a further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Manish. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Hello everyone. I guess I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Let me
Hi.
switch on the video. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So I think are you on any particular location or it's a remote work? Like you are all in your hometown.
Yeah, currently I'm in Bangalore, so yeah, we all are at remote, you can say that.
Okay. Bangalore is raining. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good news.
Sure. Yeah. It's a good news. Okay. So let's start. Let me share my screen and I'll start accordingly. Just okay. Let me know when it is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So we'll be talking about the scope of data science in 2024 and beyond because literally we are living in a world where AI is kind of dominating. Okay, so let me quickly go through all of this. I'll keep it very simple. And whether you have any doubt or any question in mind, feel free to stop me and ask. I'll be very happy to share my feedback and knowledge, whatever I have. And I know you are, all are enthusiastic about this program. You all are a part of this data science community and AI community. So if you have any question to ask, feel free to drop me in chat or feel free to stop me. Okay.
Cool.
So before starting, let me give you a brief introduction. Um, okay. So currently, I'm working as a machine learning engineer too at IOPEX Technologies, and I started my career as a software developer at VMware. And prior to that, I completed my master's in computer science from IIT Kanpur. And also a part of these professional experience and educational experience, I was recognized as a LinkedIn top voice this year for uh, you know uh, for the education sector mostly because I do post on my LinkedIn the educational contents for the students. So feel free to visit my LinkedIn. I have a special dedicated link where at the end where you can go to my LinkedIn and visit.
Cool.
So, okay. So the agenda is very simple today. So I'll talk about first the future is basically AI. So how our future will look like. And as the topic says, we can discuss the scope of data science from this year or beyond. So what will be the future? And then I'll talk about what are the skills and technologies a person require to dive deeper into AI. I'll also talk about higher studies. What are the higher studies opportunities, especially in India? And the jobs, there must be a big debate. You must be hearing that AI will take our jobs, but it's not a kind of thing. I'll be sharing what are the jobs perspective uh, for this year or beyond. Um, a kind of, you can say, a kind of beginning of a new era in the job market, and also how you can shape the future of the world with the help of AI. Okay. So I kept it very simple. I'll be going through each one of them.
Mm.
Okay, so the future is basically the AI, and I think I don't need to explain it in a very detailed manner, because you all know that every companies, every applications, everything is coming under the AI hood. So if you talk about any applications, anything you are currently using and you might be using tomorrow will be featured with AI powers. Okay, so we are currently shifting to a new dimension. So a kind of dimension that you might be considering when the computers were introduced. So there was a lot of manual work, and then the computer were introduced, and the whole new dimensions were created. There are a whole set of jobs, whole set of roles, whole set of different works were coming. So we are currently in a transition phase to kind of shifting to a new dimension. So for example, I'm just giving you how we are shifting to a dimension. Let's take this a very simple example. I know you might have noticed this Samsung S24 ad right now. So how they are pushing these devices into the market is that earlier you might saw that the they were advertised based on their how powerful their camera are, how powerful their chipsets are, how powerful their performance are. But now those things are actually reaching to a threshold value. There is no such improvement possible. I'm not saying possible, but there's very little room for improvement in those areas. Whereas in AI, every company is trying to do something new, and Samsung is doing brilliantly with that. So there are a whole new segment of devices are coming with a power of Galaxy AI, and similarly, Google Pixel has done it the same thing, and I hope the Apple will be coming with the same approach. Instead of focusing to their hardware perspective, like how effective, how good their camera are, how good their chipsets are, how good their performance are, they're focusing on how good their AI model are to perform day-to-day tasks, to solve day-to-day problems, to you know um, create new things with all the devices we are using. So this is how we are shifting to a new dimension, and every company is doing that. If you, I know you are a part of a very big institute. So if you hear any startup pitch or anything there, if a company is saying something, there might be a AI power included in it, like how good the company is with AI and how good they can solve all the problems with the help of AI. And this is how we are shifting to a new dimension where every companies are focusing AI as the primary object to solve the problems of millions of people. So talking to the skills and technologies you'll need to learn to dive deeper into AI. So first, I'm going to a very simple manner. So just follow me. Like the first, you need to become very proficient in linear algebra, probability calculus, and statistics. So these are the basics of every uh, machine learning applications. So unless you are very strong with these four topics, you might miss a lot of variations in terms of theoretical things. So if you want to start or I can say dive deeper into AI, you must know all the theoretical aspects of a particular technologies. So to dive deeper into that, you need to have the basic skills on linear algebra, probability, calculus, and statistics. I'm not saying you need to be a very good uh, pro level mathematician with this topic, but you need to have idea on how each and everything is working, especially linear algebra and probability. These two are the very important things, and you'll be uh, finding most of the applications oriented with these two topics. And then you can start with the basic uh, machine learning approach, like how the supervised learning algorithm, how unsupervised learning algorithm works. For example, in supervised learning, there are regression, classification. In unsupervised learning, there are k-means algorithm. There are recommendation systems, and also how the generative models are there. Because generative models, you must have known the uh, term as Gen AI, which means the generative AI. So how models are generating new new kind of thing with the help of machine learning. So okay, let me see the chat. Okay, after completing the basics of machine learning, this is the must. You have to complete the basics. You have to understand all the basics, and then you can switch to a few advanced topics such as deep learning. So in deep learning, especially, you need to understand the neural networks, which is the core of every foundational AI model right now. Be it computer vision, be it NLP, whatever the term you have heard, large language models. Underneath every model, there's only one thing that is working, that is the neural networks. Okay, and there are several parts of neural networks, such as convolutional neural network, which is used in computer vision task, a recurrent neural network, RNN or LSTM. And you have to be very good in understanding these things, and then you can switch to different specializations such as computer vision, NLP, and generative AI. So these specializations are a kind of extension of your basic knowledge, starting from machine learning and deep learning, and then you can extend your knowledge to either computer vision or NLP or both. Okay, but whatever you choose, or I can say after you have learned all these things, you have to create projects, be it small or large. You have to create projects. For example, let's say you have studied the logistic regression, or I can say the binary classification problem. Just create a simple application on it. I'm not saying you have to create an apps or you have to create a full-fledged software. Just create an application, create few lines of code, and think how things are actually working in with the real world data. Okay, you have learned neural networks. Build a neural network on your own. Otherwise, you might be only knowing the theoretical aspects of every technologies, but you cannot apply those technologies in a real world domain. And unless you do on your own, unless you code on your own, you cannot understand how the models are working. You know, theoretically you might be very good, but you cannot understand how it works. Okay. And also important thing is you need to publish it on GitHub on a regular basis. You need to publish whatever you have done, whatever it could be very small thing. It could be a 5-liner code and you have made a project. Just publish it on GitHub. Your GitHub might look something a very, filled with all of the projects you did. Okay. So what are the skills required in doing this? Apart from the theoretical things, you need to be very good at Python. Or some people might be preferring R over Python, but I think Python is widely used and it has whole lot of libraries you can use. Along with Python, you have to understand the NumPy and also scikit-learn, matplotlib. These are all the functional tools that will help you to parse the data, understand the data very well. Also, you have pandas to understand the data frames. And then you can switch to any of the frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch. You could be using anything. If you know both of these, that's okay. But it could be anything, TensorFlow or PyTorch. You can use most of the work. For NLP kind of things, you can use LangChain, which is currently a trending framework that every project, every companies are doing it. And most importantly, you need to understand the backend technologies like the APIs, because you today's engineer are not just solving few problems with the data, they are actually building the end-to-end solutions. So you have to be very good with the backend technologies, how you can build a model, how API calls will be done with that model to get the result. Okay. So these are all the skills and technologies you uh, need to require to dive deeper into AI. Now, let's talk about some higher studies opportunities. What are the exams do you have, and how to prepare for that? So currently, GATE is one of the most powerful exams in India. I can say the most powerful exam in India for higher studies right now. So there are two options. I can say with the introduction of GATE data science, there is two options. Like earlier, you used to have to sit for GATE computer science, but now you have the option to choose GATE data science paper as well. So I know you are part of the data science program, so you might be going for the data science paper specifically. But if you're comfortable, you can go for computer science paper as well. Preparation will be simple. It's not just very hard, but you have to be very consistent with your preparation. It's not just 1 month or 2 month preparation. It is more than 6 to 8 months of dedicated preparation. Few students will require more than 1 year of preparation. Okay, so you have to be very consistent with that preparation, because you have to cover at least 10-12 different subjects for every paper, be it CSE or be it a data science. So you have to, if you are targeting GATE, I think you have to start as early as possible. If you are in second year or third year, and if you are thinking that I'll be going for higher studies later, you can definitely start your, at least I can say consider starting your preparation for the GATE exam. So the preparation strategy is very simple. First, you have to cover the entire syllabus of whatever the paper you'll be choosing, be it CSE or data science. And then after every subject you complete, you have to solve the previous year questions. And why this is important? Because the GATE questions are very different. Like the IITs are setting these questions in such a way that these questions, you can only get these kind of questions in the previous GATE papers. No other institute or no other, coaching institute will make these kind of questions. So only IIT professors can, you know, uh, create these set of questions. So the pattern should be very familiar to you, and that's why previous year questions is very important. Unless you won't understand the pattern of a question. So for computer science, there are a lot of previous year questions available. Data science, only 1 year of previous questions can be available because it was introduced earlier in the previous year. So once you go through all the previous year questions with the completion of syllabus, you can get the feeling that how questions can be made from this subject, how I can approach these questions. Okay. And then after you covered like most of the syllabus, then you can take mock test from different coachings to analyze what your preparation is going on. So I have the whole playlist on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel was focused on GATE only. So most of the videos are you can find on GATE computer science exam. So the preparation will be very similar for data science and computer science. Preparation is entirely similar. You can check that out. Also, here are some categorized courses that the institutes from India are offering, especially MTech in AI. MTech CSE is offered by most of the institutes here, not only just IIT, triple ITs, NITs. all are offering MTech in CSE. Uh, but for MTech AI course, institutes are starting to offer the courses. Currently, IISc Bangalore, if you can see, they have the dedicated MTech in AI course as well as computational data science course. So if you have a very good rank, exceptional rank, I can say 2-digit rank in GATE data science, you'll be eligible to apply to this MTech AI course at IISc Bangalore. Then you have similarly IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, Hyderabad, Kharagpur, Roorkee, Guwahati. All of the IITs are currently, you know, uh, starting to offer their AI course, dedicated AI course. And the important part here with the GATE Computer Science is that GATE Computer Science is a generalized course. So once you apply to GATE Computer Science and then appear and then take admission to MTech in Computer Science, you can then choose which domain you want to go for. Either you can go for AI domain, or you can go for system domain, or you can go for theoretical domain. There are three domains in computer science: theory, systems, and AI. So if you take MTech in CC, if you take admission in that, you have the privilege to choose any of the specialization that you want to go for. If you choose GATE data science paper, and if you are enrolled in MTech in AI program, you only will be completing your masters in AI on domain. Okay, so these are the current situation of higher studies in India. Try for GATE if you are especially interested in higher studies, mostly masters. Then try for GATE exam, which is, I think, the best possible exam at this moment. And then if you after completing a master's, if you don't want to opt for jobs, you can go for PhDs as well. Even not only in India, in abroad also, because if you do some kind of good work, or if you have the right publications, if you have the good connections, you will be easily recommended, or I think referred to a higher institutes in abroad, mostly in US or Europe. And I have seen few of my friends who are interested, especially very interested in research. They went for their PhDs. They skipped their jobs and skipped their placement. They went for uh, their higher studies, further higher studies. And placement wise, all IITs are good. Currently, if you see the placement statistics, there's a bit drop down in terms of the number of offers made. But still, placement wise, if you have the you know tag as a IIT tag, for not only just in any degree, if you have that tag, you have the very advantage in the industry as well. Okay, so I can see one questions. Uh, you want to say that is it necessary to do BTech in CSE or IIT Madras BS program plus gaining knowledge of latest course, or do MS abroad? Yeah. Anything would work best. If you want to go for MS in abroad program, then target for GRE. I have seen many people did take that path. If you are especially interested in MS, mostly in US and European universities are offering very good MS programs. Few of them are in AI, MS in AI, and few of them are MS in only normal computer science. You can definitely opt for that. So BTech plus any higher studies, you can opt for MS in abroad or even MTech in India, whichever suits you best. You can definitely go for it. Okay, so now let's cover the jobs in 2024 and beyond. The most debate I think people will say here is that whether our job will be taken by AI. Well, the simple answer is yes, but there are a few criteria that you need to understand. So obviously few of the jobs will be taken by the AI. Even as a data scientist or machine learning engineer, whatever we are working in currently, what if, I mean, every single line we are writing is to replace something uh, from the others, like is to replace some manual works. AI is kind of replacing all of the manual works. So Think of a situation when computer introduced, maybe 20, 25 years earlier, when the computer were first introduced in a country. All of the manual jobs were gone instantly. But can you say the job market is kind of saturated? I can say no, because a lot of other jobs were created. If there was no such job, or I can say no such role as a software developer or a front-end developer or a back-end developer. If you ask anyone 25 years ago that did you hear any term as a front-end developer, they will say, what the hell is this? Because there was no such job. But after a technology, or I can say a new dimension were introduced, there will be a lot of new roles will be introduced to you. So AI will take your job, but AI will create a lot of other jobs. For example, a fresh set of jobs AI are producing. Okay, I got one question. Can one join military with data science? Well, obviously, if you have some vacancy or uh, some kind of projects, AI related project, if they are taking, you can obviously join. Let me share one example. One of my friend was doing MS research in IIT Kanpur, and his project was simple. It was kind of based on I can say in computer vision. Okay, so he was doing some project on computer vision, and suddenly the professor under which he was doing the project, he has a very good connection with the central police team, and they have a collaboration with like how we can apply this computer vision technique to improve the military features or other important things. And they quickly got into the collaboration mode. They started a new project, and my friend shifted from academic area and shifted their project to their military based project also. So if you have that scope, you can definitely go for it. Otherwise, you can opt for, someone mentioned DRDO. Yes, you can go for DRDO. There's an exam in Paba Atomic Research Centers, BRC. So you can also apply to that exam. If you crack that, you will be appointed as a scientist in BRC. Okay, so okay, coming back to these fresh set of jobs. So the jobs that currently you will be seeing mostly, apart from traditional software developers, first one is data scientist, machine learning engineer, computer vision engineer, ML ops engineers. These are whole set of new domain will be created. Earlier there was only data scientist and machine learning engineer, but now we have a subset of all the categories like computer vision engineer, ML ops engineer, similar to the DevOps engineer. You might have noticed that how we can prepare our end-to-end model for the customers. Similarly, similar to DevOps, we have the MLOps engineer. We have NLP engineers. We have prompt engineer. Now, this prompt engineering is something that was introduced in recent years. If you ask someone that 5 years earlier, have you heard the term prompt engineering? They will say, "What is prompt engineering? What
Yeah,
the hell is prompt?" But
yeah.
now, you have seen this prompt engineering, and there's a lot of other different roles will be introduced in
Mhm.
future years. You have the position of research scientist in every companies. You have the Gen AI developer. So how to prepare for these data science jobs? You are a part of a prestigious institute in India, so will you all will be preparing for their placement, and you all be looking to switch to the job market very soon. So how to prepare for the jobs, especially the data science job? So first, you have to uh, literally have a very, very strong theoretical knowledge for machine learning, for deep learning, and for NLP. If you are, switching to NLP, you have to be very, very good at the theoretical part. Like, I mean, what the term very good means that you have to understand every topic, every algorithm carefully. And if someone at the interview asks that how can you modify that algorithm, or how can you take that algorithm to solve a real world problem, you should be able to understand what the problem is and how can I apply my theoretical knowledge to that uh, real world problem. Also, you should have a very strong DSA knowledge. You can refer to LeetCode or even Geeks for that. I can say the strong DS knowledge refers. It's not similar to like you have to prepare for Google and Microsoft. These kind of software whatever the software development, sorry, the software development role seeks a more uh, DSA knowledge. But for the data science role, you will be having mostly easy to medium questions asked from the LeetCode. So you have to be very prepared for that because DSA is one such round. There will be in every interview there will be one such DSA round, and if you can't crack that round, you cannot be moving further. Also, the third point is very important. As I earlier discussed, you should have a published project in GitHub. Especially you are a fresher, so you don't have any previous experience. So how can you know put yourself to an employer that I can be the most eligible person? So that published project in GitHub, your LinkedIn, or even if you have written content in Twitter, that platform will help you a lot in terms of getting a job, or at least you have to introduce your technical background to the employer with these set of platforms. That's why you have to publish whatever the projects you did, just publish it on GitHub. Along with that, you have a very basic system design idea. I think uh, for software development, this system design idea is kind of not required, but for machine learning, at least you should have a little bit of basic knowledge, like how every machine learning system works, or if you are given a problem, a real world problem, how can you solve? At least you should have the understanding of how you can take the data, what are the operations you'll be doing with that data, how to store the data, how to uh, you know give the response to the user. So these basic system design concept will be required. Also, you need to understand the knowledge of clouds. Like, it is very much impossible to have your own set of machine learning problems to your computer or run from your computer. So, because those models are very huge, so you have to take the help of cloud technologies, for example, AWS, Azure, or GCP. So how can you use that cloud technologies? How can put your model to a cloud and fetch the result from the cloud itself? Okay. And similarly, the backend and API knowledge is very much important, because earlier used to happen that data scientists and machine learning engineer were working only on the machine learning domain. Like, you have a data analyst will give you some set of data. You will be preparing with the data and push it for a certain operation with some algorithm, and you will be giving the results to the backend team, and they will do their job. But now every company is expecting that an employee should know how to get the data from the real world domain, how to extract features from the data, how to write algorithm, and how to build an end-to-end system. Like, the user will have the data, user will click some button, and user will get the results. So you have to build the end-to-end system, and that's why backend and API knowledge are very important to get the data science jobs today. So once you will be going to a job, you have uh, the power to shape the future of the world with the help of AI. Most importantly, how we can make our earth more green, with the help of AI. So there are a few of emerging AI domains that you will be probably working if you will be going to the industry very soon. So you see there are a lot of applications in AI domain, but most importantly, healthcare applications are at peak. Many companies are putting millions of dollars for the healthcare applications. For example, let's say uh, getting the features, or getting to understand from the MRI scans, from the X-ray, that whether that patients will be having certain uh, disease or not. If AI can make you understand these things, or even you have a chat bot where you can ask a simple question that I'm facing some issues with my eyes or with my ears, and what could be the reason. And if AI can be your doctor, then what else to be, you require. You just need certain information with that. So you have the emerging AI domains in education also. There are, if you have seen, I am not sure if you have seen the videos of Khan Academy recently published with the GPT-4o model. They are building some amazing educational applications. Like AI can be your tutor right now. If you have the control of AI with your applications, you can literally use AI as a tutor. You have a method. He just brought a simple problem, like you are solving a mathematical problems, but you can't go further, and you are asking AI to help that. Like, how can we approach that problem? And AI is basically helping you towards building the intuition of every problem. So there are very, very good applications in educational domain. There's a very good application in natural science, be it weather forecasting, or kind of the protecting our natural resources. How we can use how we can leverage the use of AI to protect it. You have the usage of in banking, in e-commerce, in, as I said, weather forecasting, space technologies, customer service, public safety, and so on. So there are a whole lot of emerging AI domains will be coming out, and mostly you will be working in these domains. And for for example, you will be when you will be applying for jobs, you will be finding these domains will be uh, the domain where most of the AI tasks will be there. Okay, so I think this is a very much of it, the AI jobs. Now, feel free to ask any questions. I hope I have covered the educational perspective, how to approach for higher studies, what the future might look like, and what are the emerging jobs, and what are the skills required. And here you can just, if you are watching from the laptop, you can scan this QR code to find me on LinkedIn, YouTube, or TopMet. So,
Yeah,
any
definitely.
questions?
Yeah, definitely.
Any
So
question?
it was a wonderful, and there's so much insight. So there's a one question from my side. I'm little
Mhm.
curious. As you see, there are daily the new LLM is coming. Hugging Face, Llama 3, Chat GPT. Everywhere is the Gen AI thing is going on. So is it still worth it to learning the neural network from the beginning, or just understand the LLM and try to build on top of that, doing fine
Okay, okay.
tune kind of that things? Yeah.
Yeah, got your question. Very, very good question. Okay, so the thing is, like, there are two types of engineering activities. First is to use whatever you have and use it for your own application. For example, you can fine tune your language model and use it for the applications. But what if you require to build your own language model? For
Mhm.
example, I have worked in different companies where the companies have itself their a very small language model, but it can suffice for their own work. So how can we build such a language model? So for that, the knowledge of every small components is very much necessary. And the smallest part is the neural network. So I'm not saying you have to be very, very go deeper into the neural network, but at least you have the idea that how neural networks are designed, what are the different types
Mhm.
of networks available, how the back
Mhm.
propagation works, because that is how the most learning of a neural network
Mhm.
happens. So if you have that little knowledge, you will be mostly finding everything is very easier. Okay.
Makes sense. That makes sense, definitely. So there is some question from the students also. The first one is, could you give a roadmap for students which we should follow to work in the field of data science?
Okay.
So any kind of roadmap for,
Okay, for the data science domain, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, the roadmap is that I mentioned. Like, first, you need to cover all the ML basics, machine
Mm-hmm.
learning, deep learning, and NLP basics, and then immediately start building the projects.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you are a fresher, so the project will define what are the technological background you have.
Mm-hmm.
So start building projects as much as you can and
Mm-hmm.
learn every new technologies, and also shape your DSA knowledge, because still at this moment DSA is very much required. because few people will understand that DSA is underrated. What will we use with the help of these sort of algorithms or data structure? But in real world, if you have a strong DSA knowledge, you literally have everything you have. You might have seen the founders of those AI applications. I forgot their name. They're a very good
Yeah.
coder. So
Yep.
they have the very basic of how every data structures works, and they can build anything. So having a
So,
DSA knowledge is
mm,
essential.
so just a small doubt.
Yeah.
So most of the people is saying it's learning DSA is essential, and I really agree. But just suppose as a beginner, I came to in the field of the data science, and I understand about how the linear algebra work and how the statistic and how the probability, and I go to Kaggle and I'm solving the problem without understanding the DSA. So is it the better approach, or should I start the DS first and then try to implement it?
Okay, so you talk about Kaggle, like go to
Yes,
Kaggle
yes,
and
yes.
solve
Yeah.
solve the
Yeah, I
problem.
start solving the problem using the linear algebra without understanding the DS. I know the basic programming, I know the linear algebra probability, and I start solving it. And I'm creating my project, I'm creating my whatever I'm doing it, I'm just creating on the Kaggle. So creating a data science related thing. So is still
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
it, or should I focus on the DS first and then start that part?
Uh, that depends. Like if
Yeah.
you have the basic DS knowledge, you can go to Kaggle, start building projects. But if someone have I mean, no knowledge of DS, they cannot start or cannot move forward with those
Mm-hmm.
things. Building real
Mm-hmm.
things on Kaggle or building projects. So it's
Uh-huh.
better to have the idea at least,
Okay.
and then you can start building projects. Once you have doubts, let's say you
Mm-hmm.
cannot understand these things, go
Mm-hmm.
through, learn it, and then apply to it. So it's a
Nice.
simultaneous approach. Whatever suits
Mm-hmm.
you best,
Uh-huh.
just
So
just do it.
makes sense. So what I understand, first understand how to you can problem solving, just understanding the basic DS, and then start
Correct,
implementing
correct,
it. Cool.
correct.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. So there's a second question. How is AI related to data science? Yeah.
How
So it's
is
just a
AI?
silly, yeah, yeah. How
Yeah,
AI is related to data science?
yeah. So AI is a bigger subset of data science. Data science means how you can scientifically use the data you have. Okay, so it's just a fancy term for all those uh, machine learning, deep learning, NLP things. So so AI is a bigger subset where the you can put basically the intelligence to every model, and the model can behave like a human.
Mhm.
And the data science is basically how to use and how to leverage the bigger amount of data scientifically to create some insights from the data.
Mhm.
And they have the smaller subset like machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. So just uh, the perspective changed, but most importantly, these are all same.
Cool, cool, cool. So there's a third question. It's not relevant, so we'll skip it. You already covered it. As a data science, what type of job we
Sorry,
can
I
expect?
can't hear that.
Can you hear me?
Hello,
Hello, can you hear me? Just give me a sec. Can you hear
am
me
I
now?
audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Am I audible?
I just
Mm, hello, just give me a sec.
just a thing. I can't hear anything.
Sayed, can you
Yeah,
confirm?
you're
Am I
audible.
audible or not?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
okay.
audible. Also, Manish is audible.
Maybe a
Cool, cool.
I
problem
think he's
from my
facing
end.
from his side.
Okay, okay, okay. No worries.
Just
So
a minute. Maybe it will fix.
can you hear me now, Manish?
I think he might be facing some network issue.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
to,
I think so.
just to give
No
some time.
worries.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine.
Am I audible right now?
Yeah, yeah. You are audible. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So some issues with my
yeah. That's fine. Am I
yeah,
audible?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it clear?
Audible. Yeah.
So I think we'll move to the fourth question because the third I think you already covered. He's asking is as a data science, what type of job we can expect. So we'll skip that. So the next one is what initially inspired you to become a working professional in data science?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yeah. So what the things inspire you to becoming a data science
Okay,
professional
yeah.
as a choosing the data science profession?
Okay. So there's a brief story that I
Mhm.
started my career as a software developer, and mostly I was put into a team. So let me tell you the previous story. I
Okay.
started my masters, and I had literally zero knowledge of machine learning, NLP, deep learning. I didn't know anything on that. So
Oh,
once I
okay.
complete my bachelor's, I appeared for
Mhm.
GATE exam, went to masters, and then I was introduced like the intro to machine learning course, intro
Mhm.
to deep learning, and I found it very much exciting. And I
Mhm.
was very good at maths, and this math things and programming thing came together, clubbing together and creating amazing things, where inspired me to go into that. And I chose my master's research on that domain. I chose my
Mhm.
research on deep learning. I successfully published my master's thesis on that, and that I can say uh, that inspiration came from that domain. So when I started my career as a software developer, I was literally not happy with with all the work. So I was putting in certain domains where I was kind of not enjoying the work, because that work was not part of the data science or anything. There was a normal software kind of job, a back end job. So then I switched to learn different technologies. I started exploring things. I started learning NLP more and more. And there was that time these large language models were coming up. So I started learning that. I started building projects. And then I eventually tried applying to fresh jobs for the data science. And then I eventually landed a job, started working on that, and that where I am.
Yeah, that's amazing because most of the time people choose a job because of the hype word. So it's
Correct,
really
correct.
amazing to see you evolve and you understand what the technology you want to go because of the problem solving skills. Really
Absolutely.
amazing. Yeah, that's we have to do most of the time if you want to become a good engineer. I guess so.
Perfect. Yeah. If you enjoy something, you have a very good future.
Yes. So the second question is what kind of project did you build to crack the first job?
The project was, I can say, there was a targeted project. So, for example, I was specifically targeting the NLP jobs mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you talk about NLP, there is a most of the works are currently happening on language models, large language
Yeah.
models, these LLMs
Mm-hmm.
and GenAI things. So I targeted my projects based on that only. For example, I built an healthcare applications where people can type something, get some idea what could be the disease, and what are the available doctors in our nearest neighbors. So this is a simple healthcare project. I also made one project in e-commerce domain, like how you can leverage the vector search to give you recommendations. So let's say for even Flipkart, Amazon, all are doing, instead of traditional recommendation engine, they're all are doing the vector search. So for example, if you have searched some items, or search, let's say MacBook or iPhone, they'll be recommending the similar product based on your search queries, and based on
Yeah.
all the statistical data of an user, they'll be recommending the product. So I made one simple project with that, and that attract, I mean, the project that you'll be entering into a resume, that should be aligned towards the job role. For example, if you're uh, applying for computer vision jobs and you were putting 3 or 5 NLP projects, that might not help. You must have the idea of computer vision, but you are not showcasing it. So put the projects according to your job description, whatever jobs you are applying, then it will work.
Yeah. So summary is whatever the job you are targeting it, focus on that and find that topic and build
Correct,
on top
correct,
of that.
correct.
Cool. Some project idea for a strong resume.
Just explore everything. Just let's say you want to go for NLP, you want to go for computer vision, just Google search it.
maybe top 10 interesting or emerging projects in computer vision or in NLP. Let's say if
Mhm.
I tell you few examples, tomorrow these will be invalid. There will be new set of ideas will be coming. So just go through. I mean, leverage the benefits of internet and just see what are the technologies currently we're building, and the technology is rapidly changing. So before starting a project, just see whether this project is in trending in the market right now. Okay, so just use it, use Google search and find out.
And you can use a chat GPT also.
Great, yeah. Get the help of them also.
So I think you have to search it in which domain you want to go and what the tech skill is booming it and build on top of that. So good
Yeah.
chances to get a internship. Yeah.
Yeah, try internship first because all of you are freshers. So
Mhm.
if you see most of the jobs in data science domain seeks at least 2 to 3 years of experience. Very, very difficult for the freshers. So try
Yeah.
getting some internship first, and then you'll be having the idea like how the things will work on the industry.
Yeah. Cool. So there's another one. Is learning Gen AI and LLM mandatory to get an internship in 2024?
Partially correct. Because you see AI
Mhm.
or and Gen AI term, these LLM terms are kind of similar these days because nobody is using traditional machine learning to get the
Yep.
result. They all are using the powerful AI models. And what will happen next in next few years? There will be more languages will be coming up, and earlier people used to build algorithm from the scratch and use their data, get the results and put it on certain applications. But nowadays everything is available. You have to just use that. You have the language model, you have the powerful tool, you have to use that. You have cloud, just use it and then build the applications. So Gen AI LLMs are very much required. I think even if you have the recent news that most of the companies are forcing their employees to learn at least Gen AI and LLMs, because these things will be integrated to every applications available. So this is very much essential to learn.
Makes sense. So I am a 27-year-old and have a gap in my resume about 5 years. I have done MSc in physics in 2019 and only now I am switching to data science. My question is will my question it will be possible for me secure a job with this background or is it more oriented toward fresher?
No, no, it doesn't require anything on your years or age. Freshers or experience doesn't matter, or even I can say the background is not a factor here. Even people with some other degrees apart from data science and computer science are still entering into it.
Yep.
So try to be on top of the knowledge that you have gained and try to at least start with an internship. If you're not getting a job, try to start with an internship. I have seen literally, I mean, the job market is kind of saturating these days. Layoffs are happening, no new recruitment are happening. So at least try to, uh, if you're not getting a job, try to at least have some internships, be it very less paid or unpaid, doesn't matter. At least have some experience, because the job market is very much kind of in a shifting era. Like we are shifting from the traditional old jobs to a new jobs. It will take time to bounce back, but once it will bounce it, if you have experience, relevant experience, you can get the benefit of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, totally agree. And I see so many interviews which are people just kind of didn't know about the technology, but they are good at how to solve it, and they hired it. So
Yeah.
totally agree. So there's a one more thing. This is my question. Just suppose someone is in BS in data science and doing some job, and they're doing this degree also, and he want to do a GATE preparations. So how he can manage it because one he doing job, one is doing study, and on top of that they want to prepare for the GATE also for the higher study. So what do you want to suggest? Is he have to stitch for the job, is for the GATE, or what you say for that?
Uh, It depends on like individual to individual how they can manage everything. Few people have I mean they can't manage everything together. They have to leave their job and fully focus on preparation. But if you can manage everything, it could be helpful. If possible, try to take the help of coaching, like getting all the 10 12 different subjects, getting their syllabus, preparing on own will be requiring some time and will be very, very hectic these days. So try to help some with the help of some coaching. They have the structured material. If you go for the online recorded lectures, it will save a lot of time. Also, you can, if you have less work on job, you can switch to preparation mode and vice versa. So depends. Like if you at least can avail the coaching options, that will be the best thing.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense. So, is there any doubt? Any questions? So, I think we have a list of questions is done. Anyone can unmute himself and can ask question.
Hello, Manish.
Yeah, hi, Deep. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
So I want to ask a question. It is that I'm studying data science at IIT Madras itself. I'm an IT roper for an AI internship. So under Professor Sudarshan Ainagar. So what I want to know is whenever I try to do study about AI ML and neural networks, so a lot of topics are correlated, right? So when I go to learn, let's say matrices, then the discussion or some context of vectors came there, right? So and then I go deep into the learning vectors, and then I lost the connection with matrices. So when I came back to matrices, so this thing happens, and same thing with the statistics and learning statistics and probability, and same thing with the calculus. So how I can deal with this thing?
Okay, got your question. So at least if you let's say you are studying some topic and you don't have any if you find something where you don't know on that, so try to switch to learn that thing. For example, you said about matrices and vectors. Try to learn at least the basics of it. Don't go too deeper. I mean, it's if you can go, it's very good. But for the theoretical thing, don't go too deeper. Just have an overall idea, like how things are working, and then come back and then see with the knowledge you gain, whether you can solve it or not, whether you can understand it or not. Because if you go deeper and deeper, there's no end of the tunnel. Okay, so it will just I think that will definitely useful, but may not be useful for your case. For maybe you are learning something, but it will not be required to have that too much mathematical knowledge. So that's why just focus on the basic things, that how these things are needed for your particular problem. Just learn that thing and go back. Okay, you can use that technique.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And I also sent you a connection on LinkedIn. Please accept that.
Yeah, sure. I'll accept all of it today.
Thank you.
Thank
Any other questions?
you.
Let's check. Any question is there? So I think all of is done. So thank you so much, sir. Uh, it's really honor to be present here. Uh, it's amazing sessions. We can't say to the word. Firstly, how you can see the data science roadmap. It's really amazing how we can start using the algebra, the neural network. It's the entire flow for the pressure. It's really helping. And second part about the DSF. Most of the people didn't know about that part because most of the people think we just have to focus on the algebra because that's the path. And if you can't do a DSA, you can't be a good engineer. If you can't be a good engineer, you can't be a good data scientist. So that's
Correct.
really amazing. And apart from the job perspective, because most of the people think in the data science, this is the hype word, and it's really hard to get a job also. There is so much opportunities there if you prepare the well enough and in the right way. So really amazing, really insightful. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and
Thank you. And even I'm really honored to be present at your program. So it's very, very nice to see all of the folks coming on a Sunday evening, literally left everything and chose. I'm very, very honored and very much thankful to all of you, and thankful
Yeah,
to you also, like organizing such an amazing event.
yeah, definitely. We'll try to do such more events in the future. Over to
Sure,
you,
sure.
Sayed, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, sir.
Go on.
Thank you, Manish sir, for the enlightening session, and thank you everyone for joining. And let's keep pushing the boundaries of technology. Don't forget to like this session. Hey everyone, and we will see you next time. Okay,
Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night and sweet dreams.
yeah,
Happy to see you on the next series.
yeah. Don't forget to like this session. Okay.
Like it.
Okay. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye, sir.
Everyone. Yeah. Bye. Bye. Okay.
Thank you, sir.